Welcome, friends. This is Taxonomy Online Mathematics. I still remain Gakpo Fred. Yeah. So we are still on the limit of a function, and we have another question we want to try based on the understanding we have from the previous video. Now here we are having a limit of the root of x plus h minus the root of x all divided by h, where h is approaching 0. So it means if I put 0 here and define, we cannot get the value we are looking for. So it means we have to find different ways by which we can express this data. Now we can see that there is nothing we can do for our denominator, but if we look at the numerator, it seems that is the only option we have. So we have to try our way through it. Now we can see that this is a set. It's irrational numbers, even though we have variables. So we can say that we have to rationalize. Here is a fraction. If the root were to be in the denominator, we say we rationalize the denominator. Now that it is on the numerator, we are going to rationalize the numerator, meaning we are going to multiply both the numerator and the denominator by the conjugate pair. The conjugate pair is just what? Numbers, when we multiply, we get rational numbers other than what? Irrational numbers. So this is going to be the limit of the root of x plus h minus the root of this. This is the one we have. Each conjugate pair is going to be, that's the conjugate pair. So it means that will multiply both the numerator and that of what? The denominator. So we have this. So if I have this, where h is still approaching what? 0. This is what I have. Now if you look at your numerator very well, since it's a conjugate pair, it's more or less like a difference of 2 square, meaning the first term square minus the second term square. You can see the root of x plus h is the first term. It's the same thing here. The second term here, the second term here. So plus minus difference of 2 square. So I only square the first term minus the second term. So you see, if I have the root of x plus h, if I square this, I believe under indices, this will cancel this. So we left with only x plus h. Similarly, if I have this being the second term, if I square that also, it also cancels, giving that only x. So our numerator is just going to be nothing but the limit of x plus h, as in the first bracket, minus the square of the next one, which is what? X. All this divided by h, the root of x plus h minus what? The root of this is rather plus. So this is what we have. And if you look carefully, your h is still approaching what? 0. If you look carefully, you see that x minus x will cancel. You will leave only h. So this can also be the limit of h over h as xh approaches what? 0. So you can see the numerator have h, the denominator have h as a factor multiplying the bracket, so they can cancel out. So if that is cancelled, you will just be left with limit of 1 over x plus h as h is still approaching to what? 0. So now you can see that if you put the value of h into this, you're not going to get 0. So we can continue to say we have 1 over the root of x, which is going to be x plus the h, which is now what? 0, plus the root of x. 0 plus x will still give us what? X. So we can get 1 over the root of x plus the root of what? X. So even though it's a set, we know we have a coefficient here. These are like 10. They have like set. So this number as 1 plus 1, and that will give us what? 2. So we are going to have 1 over 2 root x. So this is the answer you will get. But we can say that seeing this also our set irrational, we can still rationalize the denominator, meaning we can still have 1, which is the numerator, multiplying the root x over this is going to be 2 root x times root x. We are rationalizing. Yes, we know that your denominator is made up of 2 root x. We can use them as this place, but we can see that this is rational. So no need use, because we are rationalizing because you want to get your denominator to be rational number. So since 2 is already a rational number, you leave it behind as we are seeing here. Let me use brackets so that the x will not resemble. We are remaining or maintaining the 2 because it's already rational. So in this case, we are going to have root x. Then this is going to be root x times root x. It becomes the root of x squared, which become only x. So this is going to be 2x. So we are going to have 2x as in this point. So we either leave it this way or 1 over 2 root of x all over what? X. Bear in mind that this cannot cancel this because this is under the root. This is rational and this is what? Irrational number. So that will be our final answer. If you like, you present it this form. If you like to, you still maintain how it was in the beginning. If you don't want to include a fraction, you leave it the way it is out there. So this is rational function. So all you need to do is make sure your denominator is not equal to 0. Then all other things will follow by expansion or simplification. Alright, thank you. This is Taxonomy Online Mathematics. I still remain Gakpo Fred. Please, if this is your first time of watching my video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Gakpo Fred, or you can also use Taxonomy Online Mathematics. And don't forget to also click on the notification bell so that anytime I upload video, you will be the first to have it. Thank you very much and you are welcome.